Alan, disappointing afternoon at Doncaster. I think it's one of those games where you just want to put it to bed and forget about it and then go on to training and right some of the wrongs that went on today.
Yeah, I mean it's important we don't just sweep it under the carpet, because there's things in there that we need to improve on and be better on. I just thought it was a very flat performance, and I just felt their experience probably showed there in the spine. Cocaine, Johnson and Robinson, who I think probably won in the game in the first half, and just how they strangled us. They kicked well, they forced dropouts, and we didn't have much ball at all in the first half, and then that just really told the start of the second half. I think we had one set to 9, and that's just hard to recover from. And I think when you're down, your 12s, your 18s, even though we have come back, once this year, if you've not got the experience on the field, I think that's when you're going to struggle. And we're suffering a little bit at the minute. Mossop, Straff, Retty today with a 1-game ban, and that, like I say, that experience probably told. Frustrating afternoon, but like you say, we've got training in front of us this week and the home game next week, and we'll aim to put it right.
As you say, that first half didn't really get off to the best of starts. Doncaster looked lively. I think Hunslet had something like 3 sets in the first quarter of an hour, and it was just a stranglehold and just possession. If it wasn't a 6 again, it was a penalty, or it was another set of 6 from a good kicking game. And it never recovered after that, did it?
No, we defended really well the first 10-15 minutes, even the tries, back to back, and even the first set they had, there was an error from a kick, and say we'd come here today and the pitch was an absolute disgrace, and we had to, both teams had to play on that. Obviously it was hard, it was wet as well, so under the conditions it was difficult to play, and we defended well those first 15-20 minutes, but the second try, just letting the ball bounce, and that's a tough one to take. And I think going in at 12-0, I thought we were reasonably comfortable. I thought we defended well, but we couldn't keep doing that, and that's what happened. 9 sets to 1 in the first 10-15 minutes of the second half. We don't recover from that, and that's the game really.
And it carried on in the second half, because there was next to no possession. And next to no possession in the Doncaster half. I think we only go into the Doncaster half about 3 times, and in the first half we only had 2 sets that really started in their half, and on both of them ball was turned over either early in the tackle count or late on, and we never got to the last tackle.
Yeah, look, there's a real good period for us just at the end of the first half where we'd forced an error, and I think there's a minute or 2 on the clock, and we've got a ball in their 30 and we dropped it on play 1, and I think that was the story of the game really, maybe over trying. And that's what I said about, if you've got experience in your side, then a bit more calmer, and there's time on the clock, and I think the young lads sometimes they think they've got to score on that play, or they've got to do something special on that play, and like you say, we didn't have any field position or possession, and that's the game. They strangled us today. They kicked better than us, and hopefully our younger lads will take lessons from it, and it's lessons from their spine, especially on how to control the game, because like I say, they kicked well, they put us in corners, and we had no territory really. And then when we didn't make many errors in yardage, but when we did get in good ball, we probably forced that pass, or we were anxious and made those errors, and that's where it told.
The 6 agains, I know they're a bit contentious with some of the coaching staffs in all divisions, but we seem to be on the back end of the wrong or the wrong count, should I say, for those sorts of things, and we never seem to be able to dominate the tackle to get away from that, whereas teams seem to dominate us and get us on the floor, and we can't get that 6 again, even though the ball is slowed down.
Yeah, just at the minute the teams we're coming up against are probably bigger than us. Sometimes it's men against boys, and technically sometimes we're not as good as we can be, or we're getting physically dominated. So we've had this referee Oldham Swinton and today, and he's big on those 6 again. So we've got to be smarter and adapt to who's refereeing us.
And you do come back to size, and it was quite obvious that Doncaster had gone for size, or have gone for size, and we looked quite small compared to it, and kept getting pushed back in the tackle. Again, there's nothing really you can do from that with the players that you've got. It's just
no, it's
a little
different.
bit more experience.
Yeah, so you put Straff in there, you put Summers in there, that adds size already, doesn't it? Retty, we missed him in yardage, so there's reasons for it. We'd planned to play expansive as well, but obviously when you get here and the pitch looks like it does and the weather it is, then we've got to revert to a plan B or a plan C, and you can't do any of that unless you give yourself the energy. On both sides of the ball, and we didn't do that today because we had to do far too much defending.
Next week it's North Wales. Both sides have been on quite heavy defeats this week, so it's going to be an interesting contest next week.
Yeah, it will be. It's a totally different game. I thought we were quite flat today. We've had the week off. Maybe we've not managed that week off as well as we could as players and come back in. I didn't think we practiced that well this week, and that's probably the first time this season where we've not been on it at training. Just felt we were a little bit off this week, and questioned some of their commitment in there today, and I expect a reaction next week. It's not a concern next week. I know we'll perform at home, and it's my job and coach's job to get them ready, so we'll be ready for a tough game, and we're expecting much better performance than we put out today.
Alright, we'll look forward to next week. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.